Alright, good evening, Captain Johnson. Sorry, I know this is a bit late, but I was trying to find some things to use as a improvise equipment for our pelvic fracture as well as our wrist fracture videos. It was kind of our trash pickup day this weekend, and my dad kind of threw away a lot of my props, so I had to come up with something different. So what I did was, this is going to be my wrist fracture video. I have this cardboard piece here. In real life, I would cut this in half to make it the length of my forearm here. And then I also have these mechanic shop towels right here that I would double up. It would add a little bit more cushioning to the cardboard. Sometimes the cardboard can be a tad bit sharp, and it would allow for some discomfort to any patient. I know that's not really a huge concern when dealing with a fracture. The main issue is that make sure you keep it stabilized. And then in terms of finding something to tie it with, I have a standard road bike tire here, and I would take some trauma shears and I'd cut it. Make sure you cut the stem off the tube itself, but I'd cut it into roughly two pieces that I could tie. And then I would simply wrap it around the patient's arm at one part there. And I would take my second tube and I would tie it around right about there. And I would make sure that it's not tight to the point where I'm cutting off circulation to the fingers. You taught us, you push down on the finger and make sure you have perfusion under 2 seconds. And then other than that, I just want to make sure that the bone or wrist area is secure and the patient is not able to really move it to the point where it would sever any or do any more damage to the surrounding tissues as already caused by the fracture. So that was the wrist fracture video. Alright, good evening again, Captain Johnson. This is our second home video for the evening. It's our pelvic fracture video. So in class we did one where we had the actual traction device where we were down, we loaded the femur in there, and that allowed it to stretch out, and that's kind of the same deal. We want to in this case it's a pelvic fracture, so we want to stabilize that pelvic region. Each ambulance in Fresno County carries a stabilized board that allows you to basically strap the patient down. In this case, we don't really have that in my garage, but what I do have is I have some cardboard here. I would technically need a little bit bigger piece that I could fold, something kind of like that, or even better would be this cardboard box right there I would use, but that's kind of what I would do. And then in order to, if the patient had already straightened out their leg and I didn't want to cause any more injury or pain, I would take that straightened leg and I would apply it to my two golf clubs here that I pulled out, and then I would use that same bike tire that I would cut with my trauma shears, and I would tie it down here by where I put the ankle, and then up here in the groin area, make sure that it's really tight and allows for the leg to be super stiff, running parallel. Hopefully with those two things, the cardboard and this, the pelvic area would not be able to move, and that would allow for the best outcome for the patient in order to make it to the hospital and be okay after that. Thanks for watching.